That building there is Messe Berlin, or Messe Berlin, however you want to pronounce it. It means I'm back at IFA this year for 2025 to take a look at the latest and greatest technology. But the only problem is, I've been saying IFA all wrong. It's not called IFA, it's called IFA. But anyway, that's by the by. Let's go and take a look at some really cool technology because I'm so excited. Right, I was just walking by and this stand happened to catch my eye. Look at the thing. This is the most eye-catching, drawing, inviting booth here at IFA 2025. You've got this gigantic display up here and a gigantic display down there surrounding some quite impressive technology. But the reason I'm talking about them today is because these guys, CHiQ, have some very cute technology indeed. And yes, I did mean cute. Come and have a look. Now this isn't the only tech that CHiQ have on show, but I really want to focus on these at the start because these technology behind me focuses on a blend of AI and culture. It brings that kind of art form to the technology that we haven't really seen for a long time. Everything is just pretty bland these days. This is not. This is that kind of perfect fusion of technology and culture, and I can't wait to show you. Let's go and have a look at the fridge to start with. Just look at it. It is so cute with the design of the Panda on the front of it. But cute doesn't mean that this isn't full of incredible innovations and technology. The moment I opened it, I thought, bloody hell, you open it here, and then straight away you've got this bar on the inside that flicks back like that onto there when you open it, and then when you put it back in, it pushes back into place. And that is so that this has something to go against, and it seals this gap in between. It's a very, very clever little design. But that's not the cleverest bit, that's just something superficial that I noticed that I quite liked. Inside, this thing is possibly the most advanced fridge I've seen at the moment. You've got all sorts of things like left zone and right zone cooling, different styles of cooling. This thing has sterilization, it's got temperature sensing, humidity sensing. The whole thing is infused with sensors to allow the AI to adapt to what's inside and how you want to use it. This thing is so impressive, and I love the fact that they've made it even more friendly with that Panda design on it. But if you wanted this, obviously you need to get some matching stuff. So over here, you've got this. A gigantic aircon unit with Panda ears. Look at this thing, it's incredible. But obviously if that's not enough, they've got some more Panda stuff. This is perhaps the most Panda-y of all the Panda stuff. This washing machine actually has a Panda face on it, and it's just so fun. You can't argue that this is fun, but again, just because it's fun doesn't mean business. Because on here, this is incredible. You've got this circular display with different pictures of what it is you're about to wash. There's laundry care, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Again, this product is infused with tons of technology and AI, and it's incredible. It's a proper, look at this. And lastly, this is their TV. Now, realistically, they couldn't make a Panda-shaped TV. That would be a bit strange. Instead, they've inbuilt pandas into the software. Let me show you what that means. So these are the Aura AI TVs in all of their glory, and you can just see the image is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. But what I like the most about these is how it deals with bias lighting. Instead of having the bias lighting on the back of TVs like the Philips ones or other styles, even if you're retrofitting bias lighting from people like Govee, they're all on the back of the TV casting against the wall. What that means is you have to have the TV away from the wall. This you can mount flush against the wall so it lies completely flat, which I think looks stunning. But also, the light then comes from the very side and reflects off these kind of textured bars on the inside. And I honestly think that is beautiful and a real lovely way to add bias lighting to this TV. And the cool thing is it will adapt to what's on screen as well. So if you're doing things like volume, it will show the volume increasing up and down on this lighting. Overall, just a really neat design. Now obviously that design aesthetic on those Aura TVs are incredible, and it crosses over to all of their lineup, including this is their Wallpaper TV. Except this obviously has a slightly different display to mimic that kind of wallpapery picture style with a much more matte display, and it almost looks textured. I mean, look at that, that looks incredible. And with that design aesthetic, that kind of very, very sleek, slim bezels, and there's like ever so slightly a slight accent of colour on that side. I think these are possibly some of the nicest looking televisions that I've come across. Super nice. You know I love it when brands discuss their kind of green credentials. And CHiQ are no different. They're doing a lot for the environment. They've even been awarded carbon footprint certificates from the TUV certification board, which is incredible. But this just goes to show here what CHiQ are doing to create that kind of sustainable approach to creating gadgets. And one of those is building a closed loop supply chain, meaning that all of the stuff they put out, they try and take back in, recycle and reuse in all of their new products. And it's just great to see that not only companies in the UK are doing it, but worldwide. That is good. Now, if you didn't want Panda themed items, obviously there's a bunch of other technology from CHiQ that aren't Panda themed and are Panda themed. You can pretty much get almost everything they do with a Panda theme. But their air cons are fantastic. I've literally just stopped here because there's cool air coming out of this and cooling me down. It's so bloody hot. But what makes these quite special is that it's a fully enclosed, dust-free cabin. So everything inside is enclosed. It means that you're not kind of filtering and spreading around dust in the air. And actually the design is quite nice of these, although they're not Panda themed. And I actually quite like the Panda theme now I've been there. You do have this kind of brushed metal effect, and it's really quite nice. As well, these are infused with AI, just like everything else is. So it kind of adapts automatically to user preferences and user habits, and can take a lot of information and automatically change its settings to save you money. Supposedly, it can save up to 42% energy versus other products without this inbuilt AI. So it is quite impressive. But obviously it's not just the aircon that you can get on Panda themed, you can also get the fridge. So this is their double refrigerator, and honestly the AI built into this kind of thing, I just love the fact that AI is coming to all sorts of appliances because it makes a big difference. This particular one has something called MFresh, and what it does ultimately is that it understands very much like the aircon user habits, and it will take those user habits and try and adapt itself based on those habits. So for example, it will start to understand what times of day you like to open the fridge, and it will automatically cool it to a little bit lower so that it stays cooler, and you essentially lose less of that heat when you open those doors so that it stays fresher for longer. Now supposedly it can keep roses fresh and alive, snipped off the plant, for 33 days, which is pretty impressive, although I've never really kept roses in the fridge. That's just a statistic that I've had. Other statistics are that you can keep things like vegetables fresh for over 7 days easily with this MFresh technology. But it is this use of AI that I really love in home appliances, and I think it is starting to change the way we use them. That's certainly clear from IFA, or IFA, and CHiQ. Well, look, that's everything from CHiQ at IFA 2025. And to be honest, they've really impressed me. It's not a brand I'm that familiar with. We don't tend to get too much of their technology in the UK, but I wish we did, because there's some incredible stuff. Those TVs with the lights on the side, they look beautiful. The quality is crisp and clean. And who doesn't love that Panda technology? That is so cool indeed. It's definitely characterful, so much more character than the bland stuff we see from almost every other form of technology. CHiQ is the place to be. So if you want to check out CHiQ, I'll leave a link in the description, and also in there, I'll leave a link to all of our episodes on IFA 2025. So make sure you go and take a look at those. And if you're watching on television, go and scan that QR code there, and it will also take you to the playlist for IFA 25 Stu's reviews coverage. But other than that, I better go on and have a look what else there is to see.